No more excuses, not tomorrow, not next week, asterisk asterisk today. Asterisk asterisk because every excuse you make is a decision to stay exactly where you are. Eric Thomas teaches this truth without sugarcoating it. Excuses don't protect you, they imprison you. They give you a story that sounds good, feels safe, and keeps you stuck. And the longer you repeat that story, the more you start to believe it. Rising begins the moment you stop explaining your limitations and start confronting them. Let's be real, life is not fair. Some people start ahead, some people start with nothing, some people carry trauma, loss, rejection, and disappointment. But here's the hard truth, asterisk asterisk, your future does not care about your excuses. Asterisk asterisk, your dreams don't care where you came from. Success only responds to action. You can either spend your energy listing reasons why it's hard, or you can invest that same energy into doing the work anyway. One keeps you comfortable, the other changes your life. Eric Thomas always says, asterisk, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Asterisk, that statement is not poetic, it's a standard. When you're drowning, you don't make excuses. You don't negotiate, you don't complain about the water. You fight for air. Rising requires that same urgency. The moment success becomes a necessity instead of an option, excuses die naturally. You stop saying, I'll try, and start saying, I must. Claiming responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything that happened to you. It means accepting responsibility for everything that happens, asterisk asterisk, next asterisk asterisk. You may not be responsible for the pain, but you are responsible for the healing. You may not be responsible for the setback, but you are responsible for the comeback. Victims ask, why me? Leaders ask, what now? And the difference between the two is ownership. Excuses sound logical. I don't have time. I don't have support. I don't have money. But look closer, those aren't facts, they're habits of thinking. Time is created by priorities. Support is built through effort. Resources come to those who prove they're serious. Every successful person you admire had reasons to quit. They just refused to give those reasons power. Rising means doing the uncomfortable work of self-honesty and saying, asterisk, if it's going to happen, it's on me. Asterisk, the day you kill excuses is the day you take your power back. No more waiting for permission. No more hoping someone rescues you. No more blaming the system, the past, or the people who didn't show up. Rising is a personal decision. It's waking up and saying, I am responsible for my mindset, my discipline, and my effort. That mindset turns obstacles into training grounds and setbacks into lessons. So if you're tired of being stuck, stop making excuses and start making moves. Own your mornings, own your habits, own your failures, own your future. Because the truth is simple and unforgiving, asterisk asterisk, no one is coming to save you. Asterisk asterisk, but the moment you take responsibility, you don't need saving anymore. That's when you rise, fire locked in, same intensity. If you're looking for a pain-free path to success, stop right now because it doesn't exist. Eric Thomas makes this clear. Asterisk asterisk, elevation always costs something. Asterisk asterisk, pain is not a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's proof that you're pushing past who you used to be. The problem is not pain. The problem is people quitting the moment pain shows up. Rising means you stop running from discomfort and start respecting it as part of the process. Most people want the results without the resistance. They want confidence without criticism, success without sacrifice, and growth without struggle. But pain is the tuition you pay for the next level. Every early morning, every late night, every moment you feel tired, lonely, or doubted, that's the price being charged. And champions pay it willingly because they understand something others don't. Comfort never made anyone great. Eric Thomas teaches that pain is preparation. When you're uncomfortable, you're being trained. When you're exhausted, your endurance is being built. When you're frustrated, your character is being shaped. Pain forces you to grow muscles you didn't know you had, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. The pressure you feel today is creating the strength you'll need tomorrow. If you avoid pain, you avoid growth. If you embrace pain, you unlock potential. Let's be honest, pain feels unfair. You're working hard and still struggling. You're showing up and still being overlooked. You're disciplined and still tired. That's where most people quit. But Eric Thomas reminds us that ***, the pain phase separates the average from the elite. ***, anybody can grind when it's easy. Anybody can smile when it's comfortable. But rising requires you to keep going when there's no applause, no guarantee, and no immediate reward. Pain also exposes your commitment. When things hurt, excuses come back knocking. They whisper, slow down, take a break. You've done enough. But pain is asking a simple question. How bad do you want it? If your desire is weak, pain will stop you. If your purpose is strong, pain will sharpen you. Rising means deciding that temporary pain is better than permanent regret. Eric Thomas often talks about the grind, that season where nobody sees you, but everything is being built. Pain lives in that season. It's lonely, it's frustrating, it's humbling, but it's necessary. You're not being punished, you're being positioned. The grind hurts because transformation is happening. Just like muscles tear before they grow, your comfort has to break before your strength shows up. So stop asking for life to be easier. Start asking yourself to be stronger. Stop praying for less pain and start preparing for more responsibility. Rising means you don't fold under pressure, you rise through it. You don't complain about the weight, you build the strength to carry it. Remember this, pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. The struggle will pass, but the version of you that survives it will be unstoppable. Pay the price, embrace the pain. ***, elevation is waiting on the other side. ***, fire, we keep climbing, same fire. Same pressure. Motivation is emotional, discipline is intentional, and if you're serious about rising, you better understand the difference. Eric Thomas has said it again and again, ***, you cannot build a championship life on temporary feelings. ***, motivation feels good, but it doesn't last. It shows up when things are exciting and disappears when things get hard. Discipline, on the other hand, shows up whether you feel ready or not. Most people wait to feel motivated before they move. That's why they stay stuck. Rising requires action first, feelings second. Discipline means you work when you're tired, you focus when you're distracted, and you show up when quitting would be easier. It's waking up early without an alarm of excitement. It's training when nobody's watching. It's doing the work even when the results are slow. Discipline is not glamorous, but it's powerful. Eric Thomas teaches that champions don't negotiate with their emotions. They don't ask, do I feel like it today? They ask, what needs to be done? Discipline removes the option to quit. It turns success into a routine, not a reaction. When discipline is strong, motivation becomes a bonus, not a requirement. That's how real progress is made. Let's be real, discipline is uncomfortable. It demands structure in a world that loves comfort. It demands consistency in a culture that loves shortcuts. Discipline means saying no to distractions, excuses, and instant gratification. It means sacrificing now so you can dominate later. Rising means choosing long-term rewards over short-term pleasure, even when nobody understands your choices. Discipline also builds self-respect. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your confidence. Every time you quit on yourself, you weaken it. Eric Thomas often talks about integrity, doing what you said you would do, even when it's hard. That's discipline, and that integrity becomes your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries, and start seeing yourself as someone who finishes. When motivation fades, and it will, discipline carries you forward. On the days you feel invisible, discipline keeps you consistent. On the days you doubt yourself, discipline keeps you moving. Rising isn't about being perfect, it's about being reliable. Showing up every day, doing the work, and trusting the process even when progress feels slow. Discipline also protects you from excuses. When your habits are locked in, excuses don't stand a chance. You don't argue with your routine, you follow it. You don't wait for the right mood, you create momentum through action, and over time that discipline compounds. Small daily actions turn into massive results, so if you're tired of starting and stopping, stop chasing motivation and start building discipline. Create systems that force you to grow. Set standards that don't change with your emotions. Rising requires consistency, not hype. It requires structure, not shortcuts. Remember this, **** motivation may start the journey, but discipline finishes it. ***, if you want to rise and stay up, discipline is non-negotiable. Fire, final round, this is where it all comes together. This is not a drill, this is not practice. This is your life. And if you don't rise now, you may never get another moment this clear, this loud, this urgent. Eric Thomas speaks with intensity because time is unforgiving. You don't get refunds on wasted years. Rising requires urgency, the kind that makes average uncomfortable and excuses unacceptable. When you understand that time is limited, you stop playing small. Most people live like they have unlimited chances. They say one day, someday, when things slow down, but rising means realizing ***, someday is a lie ***. The clock is moving whether you move or not. Eric Thomas reminds us that success demands obsession, not casual interest, not half effort, but full commitment. You don't rise by wanting it sometimes. You rise by deciding that failure is no longer an option. Rising like your life depends on it means you attack your goals with desperation. The same desperation a person has when their back is against the wall. The same hunger you feel when you have nothing left to lose. That's when focus sharpens. That's when distractions lose their power. That's when excuses finally die. You stop asking for permission and start demanding more from yourself. Eric Thomas often talks about making sacrifices that don't make sense to average people. Rising means giving up comfort, sleep, entertainment, and approval in exchange for growth. It means being misunderstood before you're respected. It means being alone before you're admired. The climb is lonely because most people aren't willing to go where you're going. But isolation is temporary. Regret is permanent. Rising also means carrying purpose bigger than yourself. You're not just rising for money or status. You're rising for your future family, for the people watching you silently, for the version of you that refuses to settle. When your purpose is bigger than your pain, quitting becomes impossible. Eric Thomas says when you find your why, your how becomes unstoppable. There will be moments when you're tired, discouraged, and unsure. Rising doesn't mean you won't feel doubt. It means you move anyway. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's obedience in spite of it. Every step forward builds momentum. Every small win restores belief. And before you know it, the version of you that once struggled is standing on a level they once prayed for. So rise with urgency, rise with hunger, rise with obsession. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. ***, this is the moment, ***. The world doesn't reward potential, it rewards execution, and the truth is simple: nobody owes you anything. But you owe yourself everything. No more excuses, no more delays, no more playing safe. Asterisk, asterisk, it's time to rise and never go back. Asterisk, asterisk, fire.